Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Wednesday the 1st of April.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
They say education is the most powerful weapon. We look at the Rwanda school system.
Arnold catches up with a sports triple threat.
And from Belgium to Kigali, we visit the newest restaurant import.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. Over the next hour, we'll be bringing you all the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are finally back together here in studio. Welcome back, Fidelis. And we're just going to throw you right into the mix. What do you have in business today?
Well, in business today brings solutions. So financial institutions, are just providing more solutions for the Rwandans. You're going to be getting money very easily, very soon. So I got that for you.
Sweet. Money never sleeps, man. Money never sleeps. Okay, and Arnold, what about in the world of sports?
I have a triple threat star in the making, a Rwandan sportsman who represents the three different national teams.
Whoa.
So, wow. He always gets us with those kind of things. Underwater hockey, and now someone who represents three, like in the same country. That's
in
crazy.
the same country.
Looking out
three
for
sports
that one.
disciplines.
Okay, all right. All that and more is still to come. But first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
Promoting access to education at all levels, improving the quality of education and training, and strengthening the relevance of education to meet labor market demands. Those are some of the goals established by the Ministry of Education in achieving its mission of facilitating the socio-economic development of Rwanda. From high school to university, teachers have had to go through never-seen-before changes to make sure those goals are realized. Take a look. Meet Hinda Routon. He embodies the Rwandan education system. A system that was once French and is now more English.
Nize icyiciro cya mbere n'icya kabiri ariyo primaire na secondaire mu gifaransa, noneho university twiga muri systeme tuvanga icyongereza n'ikinyarwanda. Sorry, icyongereza n'igifaransa. Leta y'u Rwanda yatekereje ikintu gikomeye cyo twitaga EPLM icyo gihe. Abanyeshuri mbere yo gutangira kwiga kaminuza twamaraga umwaka batwigisha ibyo utize mu ishuri karushaho kubisoma, ugatangira gushaka gusoma ibitabo byo muri urwo rurimi rundi.
It's not just about ICT and gender equality. Education is one of the sectors that are key for Vision 2020. And by bringing in international experts, Rwanda is determined to have its own very soon.
Kubera ICT abantu bafite access ku bumenyi bwinshi buvuye ahantu hose, cyane cyane nko kuri kaminuza y'u Rwanda, cyane cyane aho nigisha muri Côte Santé Publique bafite système yitwa Moodle ashiramo ibintu byose bamwe bari coding ibyo wigishije ukabirikodinga ukabikamo n'ibitabo bibitse ku buryo umunyeshuri bimworohera gusubiramo yari wenyine bikatuma ubumenyi burushaho kwiyongera.
Obviously, there's more left to accomplish, but what are the most pressing matters right now?
Ikisigaye ni kubera kwigisha, bajya bavuga ati nushaka kwigisha ibingana n'urutoki ugomba kumenya ibingana n'ukuboko kwawe. Igikenewe ni ukurushaho kubona uburyo bw'uko abarimu benshi biga icyiciro cya gatatu aricyo doctora cyangwa PhD. Ngira ngo nicyo gisigaye kugira ngo abarimu benshi bagende babyige kandi aho bishoboka babyige hamwe, ariko hamwe hagire n'abandi bajya kubyiga muri ibyo bigo bikomeye kugira ngo nabwo ubumenyi bazabugarure mu gihugu, noneho mu gihe kitoya u Rwanda uzagira ubushobozi bwo kwiformera abantu bwo muri icyo cyiciro, noneho icyo gihe tuba tugeze ku ijambo rigezeho cyane rya sustainability mu kwigisha.
Hinda, like many other young teachers, cannot wait for education to be one of the main reasons Rwanda is mentioned abroad. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining us in studio now is Hinda Ruton, professor at the University of Rwanda. Waramutse Hinda.
Waramutse Regis.
Icyo nifuzaga nkuko bavuye kubibona muri iriya reportage, icyangombwa ishuri ry'u Rwanda rimaze kugeraho ubu ngubu, système éducatif, icyo bamaze kugeraho ubu ngubu ni ikihe urebye usubije amaso inyuma imyaka 21 tuvuye muri jenoside?
Hari ibintu bibiri bikomeye bamaze kugeraho, navuga icyambere ni hari ni amajyambere yazanywe na ICT. Amajyambere ICT ni ikintu kimaze kuba kiri hose urabona ko cyahereye na one laptop a child muri mashuri abanza ndetse no muri kaminuza, ku buryo cyane nko muri kaminuza aho tugeze turimo turakoresha ICT cyane mu kwigisha. Ibyo biri gufasha ubuke bw'abarimu ntibukigaragara. Icya kabiri, ikindi kibazo cyakunze kubaho kera ni ikibazo cya access to books, access to resources. Iki kibazo ntikigihari. Noneho ubu turimo turagana kuri internet ya 4G, possibilities zirimo ziragenda zikuba ku buryo butigeze bubaho. Icya kabiri ni uko u Rwanda noneho rwashize ingufu mu gutraininga abarimu. Hari uburyo bwinshi bwigariza TTC, ariko cyane nko muri kaminuza hari ubufatanye bukomeye Minisiteri y'Ubuzima, Minisiteri y'Uburezi yagiranye n'Abasuwedi, ku buryo abarimu benshi bagenda bakora ama PhD hanze. Ariko hari n'ubundi bufatanye bwabaye hagati ya Minisiteri y'Ubuzima ndetse n'ibigo bigera hafi kuri 25, ibigo bikomeye, universities zikomeye twese tuzi, zirimo za Harvard, zirimo za Yale, noneho zikohereza abarimu mu Rwanda, bagakora n'abarimu b'Abanyarwanda, noneho bagakora icyo bita peer mentorship. Ugasanga barimo baradesigninga modules zibereye u Rwanda, noneho bakazikora hamwe n'Abanyarwanda. Hagati harimo araba north south peer mentorship. Barimo baraza bariga ibyiza dukora, tukiga ibyiza bakorana, product irimo ikabibereye Abanyarwanda kandi ikaba ari nziza cyane. Ngira ngo nibyo bintu bibiri mbona bikomeye biri kuba iki gihe bitigeze biba mbere ya 1994.
Uri muri barimu ba mbere, ariko wari ukiri n'umunyeshuri, system ihinduka ikava ku Gifaransa ikajya ku Cyongereza. Kuri benshi si ikintu cyari cyoroshye. Ese wowe nk'ubu iyo urebye aho twavuye n'aho tugeze, icyari kigoranye cyane mu guhindura ya system, nuko twashoboye no kwihindura tukaba tugeze ku byo tugezeho ubu ngubu, dushyizeho muri make ukuntu byagenze?
Bihinduka nk'uko bivuze koko nari umunyeshuri, bihinduka ndi umunyeshuri, none mfite n'amahirwe kuba ndi kwigisha muri system yahindutse. Ntabwo byari byoroshye. Hari icyambere ko harimo kubyakira, umva ko nk'abarimu bahari imbere kuba warize mu Gifaransa, ukaba urimo no kwigisha no mu Gifaransa, noneho mo hagati bigusaba guhindura. Habayemo ko abantu babyakira, noneho na nyuma icyiza Minisiteri y'Uburezi yakoze ni uko yaherekeje abarimu, yaherekeje abanyeshuri, yaherekeje abarimu. Habaye amahugurwa menshi yo kumenya kwiga Icyongereza, ariko uko mbibona ubona birimo biragirwaho. Noneho n'ikindi, kubera ko nubwo nakoraga ahandi ariko nanigishaga, uko imyaka igenda ubona na proficiency igenda yiyongera, ari ku barimu ndetse no ku banyeshuri cyane. N'ikindi nakongeraho nuko hari incentives, hari ibintu bibiri bifasha n'ubundi byo navuze mbere. Icyambere nuko access to information ukoresheje ICT yatumye abantu bashobora kurushaho kwivugurura ibyo tabona mu ishuri, akarushaho kumenya
icyo nashaka kukivugaho. Gender, ICT, ingabo, ibyo ni ibintu bitatu bikunze kugaragara mu bihesha igihugu ishema, mu byo bakomeza kuduheraho amanota. Ese education yo igeze hehe?
Ngira ngo ni nacyo kintu dukeneye gutangira gushyiramo ingufu, nuko dutangira natwe tugatangira ku benchmarking ibyo dukora mu ruhando mpuzamahanga, kubera ko progress yabaye nini cyane. Dutangira gukora ibyo bizami biri international benchmark, education izagaragara intambwe yakoze ikomeye. Nk'ubu hariya ndi kuri École Santé Publique, School of Public Health, hari program yitwa Masters in Health Informatics. mu ruhando mpuzamahanga abanyeshuri bo mu Rwanda muri batanu batanze abstract zemewe mu rwego rw'isi, batatu bari abanyarwanda. So it mean ibintu byakozwe kubera ko ikintu tutarakora cyane gukora one izo kuzi benchmarking, icya kabiri no kwitinyuka tugatangira tukandika articles, tukandika abstract.
Deja kugira umuntu atagikeneye kujya mu mahanga kwiga, ushobora kwigira ino ukagira icyo wigezaho
cyane. Iyo niyo ikintu mbona rwose kibigaragaza, nuko abanyeshuri bigiye hano mu Rwanda bigishwa n'abanyarwanda baranditse abstract worldwide. Ibyo bintu bizabera Luxembourg muri 5 abanyeshuri banditse 3 zari nziza zari z'abanyarwanda, bigaragaza ko mu by'ukuri nk'uko bivuga urigira mu Rwanda ukaba wakompetitinga n'abandi bo hanze. So uburezi aho bugeze mu giti cyanjye ni trend nikomeza, ntago bizaba bikiri ngombwa kugenda ugatakariza igihe cyawe ugiye kwiga.
Za mudasobwa twaze tuvuga ICT, za mudasobwa zifite icyo zahinduye cyane mu myigishirize, gira icyo tubwira hano
cyane. Mudasobwa ikintu cya mbere nuko kera gadusubire kera umwarimu yari nka padiri, niwe wari ufite byose. Noneho ubu ari umunyeshuri afite access kuri information kuruta na mwarimu. None change yaje ku mwarimu ni yihe? Nanjye naniga nicyo umwarimu aza mu ishuri sinatinya kubivuga sano agize ubwoba, kubera ko nahura n'umunyeshuri wasomye wagiye kureba umunyeshuri azaba amurusha information nibwo bumenyi. So igihari muri iki gihe ni iki, nuko umwarimu wasigaye yicara akiga rwose, akiga agasoma akihugura. Noneho yaza mu ishuri urumva ko ibyo atanga umusaruro ibyiza byiyongereye, kubera ko ntakiri gukoresha ibyo yakoreshaga kera. Mbere yo kuza mu ishuri aricara agasoma ibitabo, agakoresha nyine ICT, akareba ibyo abandi bakora kugira ngo najye imbere y'abanyeshuri abigishe neza. Icyo ni icya mbere. Icya kabiri ni uko bwa buryo bwo kwicara ukaba nyine nk'uko navuga nka padiri, ukaba uri imbere bita ex cathedra, ntibijyashoboka. Abanyeshuri basomye, ubu umwarimu araza agakora ikintu kimeze nka facilitation. Umunyeshuri hari ibyo azi, umwarimu hari ibyo azi, bakaganira. Noneho byarangira, noneho akongera agacekinga ese twabigezeho, ku buryo rwose uburyo bwo kwigisha no kugira ngo umunyeshuri abimenye hari ikintu gikomeye cyane.
Amajyambere
hari icyo yabihinduye.
Indarutongo turagushimira cyane kuba witabiriye ubutumire bwacu muri iki gitondo.
Murakoze cyane Regis.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Connect to Lusaka 3 times a week starting 27th March. Enjoy comfort and safety at affordable fares to 17 other destinations across Africa and the Middle East.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's get to today's business news, or as I call it, the money. It's good to have her back. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Airtel Rwanda has launched a new micro-lending platform that will enable its subscribers to borrow up to 50,000 Rwandan francs. The Igurize Amafaranga service will allow subscribers who do not have accounts with banks or microfinance institutions access to credit at 10% facilitation costs. Officials say this product is in line with the country's vision to grow financial inclusion and access financial services, as well as improve the lives of the Rwandans. The government has appointed administrative managers for different industrial parks across the country. This comes a month after the government announced it would allocate administrative managers to mobilize and coordinate industrialists, where it is expected that this will enhance efficiency and coordination between the private sector and government institutions, as well as place organized structures to ensure smooth running of the parks. And Rwandans have been urged to value the environment through careful use of land resources. This was mentioned by the Chief Executive Officer of MTN Rwanda, Mr. Ebenezer Asante, during Saturday's monthly community work in Gatunga Cell in Gasabo district, where they worked together with well-wishers to protect the environment. During the event, MTN franchise partner Citycom also donated 100,000 Rwandan francs to restore the destroyed sports ground at Gatunga and urged residents to help safeguard infrastructure in the area from vandalism and theft. You're up to date today's business headlines. Sports news coming up next in just a minute with Arnold Cruzera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Arnold Quizera. Starting with volleyball, Rwanda's Revenue Authority Women's Volleyball Club are set to face their Tunisian counterparts, Carthage, in the quarterfinals of the ongoing 25th Women's African Volleyball Club Championships in Cairo, Egypt. The taxi collectors qualified for the last 8 as first runners-up in Pool A behind Shams of Egypt, while Carthage finished top of Pool D. Rwanda Revenue Authority had a rough start at the Continental Championships last Friday, losing to hosts Shams 3-0, but recovered well on Saturday to beat Senegal's Saltige in three straight sets, winning 25-11, 25-17, and 25-14. Attacker Safin Mukanambara was the game's highest scorer with an impressive 20 points, while Sovinetu led Saltige's charge with 9 points. On to football, a PR duo of assistant coaches Vincent Mashami and Mugisha Ejid are set for lengthy bans for their involvement in assaulting referee Issa Kagabo after their loss to Esport Football Club in the National Football League. Mashami, who also doubles as the assistant coach of the national team, is set to be banned for 6 months, with Ndahinduka Michel given a 3-game suspension. The ruling is lighter than the one given to former Rayon Sports coach Luke Emile for his actions last year, as he was banned for 2 years, with striker Cedric Amis receiving a hefty 6-month ban for their involvement in a scuffle after drawing with AS Kigali. Former Rugby World Cup champion South Africa will include 7 non-white players in a 23-man matchday squads in the run-up to the Rugby World Cup. South Africa's Springboks have been traditionally white teams, and the South African Rugby Union have now launched a new commitment to racially transform the game. The new strategic transformation plan aims to have non-whites making up half of all domestic and national teams by 2019. At least 2 of the 7 non-whites in the 2015 squads must be black South Africans, the South African Rugby Union has said, distinguishing them from players of mixed race who have long played a role in Springbok teams. Including 7 non-white players will be a challenge for Springboks coach Heinek Meyer, because with his current starting 15, it would probably include 1 black African and 2 mixed race players. And finally, Ivan Mitali is no ordinary teen, going by his success in 3 sports. I recently caught up with this multi-talented sportsman to find out the magic behind his continued rise. Check it out. Ivan Mitali is what many may call a triple threat. This 19-year-old is one of the only 2 sportsmen in the country who have represented the nation at 3 different sporting disciplines, namely cricket, squash, and tennis. I caught up with this sports star to find out what drives him.
Nitwa Mitali Ivan, nkina imikino 3: cricket, squash na tennis. Nkaba kuri national team ya cricket, squash na tennis, yeah, but mfite imyaka 19, mvuka mu muryango w'abana 5, abandi wa mbere, even my namurumna wanjye kina cricket, mwadu mwana wa mbere.
Balancing sports and academics is no mean feat, and with 3 disciplines, one would wonder what a day is like in the life of Ivan Mitali.
Umunsi wanje kuno yirirwa mbyuka saa 10:50, nkarebaho mu ikaye gatoya kugeza saa 12:20. Amara kiza nkoga, nkitunganya, nkafata breakfast, njya ku ishuri, nagerayo saa 1:15 njya turiga tukagera saa 7:30. Nyuma saa 7:30 ndataha, najya mu rugo nkafata lunch, then nkitunganya, nkaba nduhutseho nk'iminota 20 cyangwa 30, kuko bitewe n'ukuntu mba nakoze narushye. Noneho iyo bigeze aho ngaho nditegura nkajya muri cricket, nkajya kwiga. Mwendo n'umunsi ndimba ndi bukina cricket nkajyayo nkitoza kugeza saa 11:30, then ngataha.
But just like so many sportsmen in the country, Ivan has faced his own challenges.
Cyane imibereho, mu buzima bwa buri munsi just n'umuntu abibonye abibona mbere y'imyaka 2 ukuntu ari imeze muri cricket muri byose nageze ku rugero rwiza nanjye mbibona.
Despite these challenges, this youngster has his own sporting idols that inspire him to greater heights.
Kuri njye nkunda Cristiano Ronaldo muri football, muri cricket nkunda Chris Gayle.
For a person with such a humble background, the sky is just a point of view for his aspirations. Arnold Kwizera, Rise and Shine, Rwanda. Joining me in the studio is our renowned pundit, Asha Komugisha. It's been a while, Asha. You had run away to, I don't know, Zambia, somewhere, Amavubi.
Well, I was trying to follow up with all the activities that have been going on.
Sports-wise? Okay, now just let's just start with this small Ivan Mitali story. You've seen this young, incredible. What should Rwanda do to groom such sportsmen?
I think that, first of all, in Rwanda, we need to have mentors, people to look up to. We don't have, much of that to see that there are great sportsmen out there in this era, at least in this generation. There are not so many people that we can look up to. So it is up to the federations really to go down to the grassroots and make sure that, let's say in the schools programs, they follow up with these kids. They have a database where they follow up all the players through university and up to the national team level. It is something that is really lacking. Okay,
moving on too quickly to where you've been and where you've been chasing this sport. Yesterday we got the news of the APR situation. FERAFA hasn't yet confirmed it, but Vincent Mashami and Mugisha, the goalkeeping coach, is 6 months the right punishment for them?
Well, it's a decision that has been made by the FERAFA disciplinary committee, even though they are yet to release it, but of course inside sources suggest otherwise. So I think that it's a bit of, it would be unfair to the entire footballing fraternity that they get the lowest of the punishment.
Especially when you look at the previous bans last year, 2 years, players getting 6 months. Now the APR player who's being punished here is only getting 3 months, a 3-game suspension, which is an equation of a red card. You would feel Rayon Sports as a club, they will feel undone, and it will bring back the fiction that APR has been favored, especially when we looked at last year's results coming into the ending legs of the league. People felt APR was being favored in so many ways. Do you feel the same way?
Well, of course, you can't deny the fact that everyone is going to think that APR is favored, or the notion that it has always been favored. And again, it's an army side. You would think that they're supposed to be the disciplined team, and that is what they always want to portray. Last week, the APR Secretary General, Kamarad Kalisa, said that the club itself is doing an investigation into the issue. But still, I feel very disappointed that a club of APR's stature is not in position to accept defeat, because they are at a point where they've not won a game in 5 games, so there's a lot of pressure building up. At a certain point, they had a 7-point lead in the league, and now AS Kigali, they're tied on points, even if they have a game in hand. And actually, when they go to play Al Ahly in Egypt, AS Kigali, if they win their game on the weekend, they'll go top. So the pressure that comes with having players engaged in the continental competitions, 9 of them were away with the Amavubi on the weekend. So that kind of pressure is something players at that level should be able to deal with, So it is very disappointing for a player who is as young as Michel Ndahinduka to actually be involved in a fight. His role on the pitch is actually to score. He's the striker on the team, and he didn't score, and his
he
team
doesn't
lost.
Even bag the goals. He doesn't have the numbers to support his inclusion in that squad.
The highest scorer on the APR team is Maxime Sekamana, who has 5 goals. That is very disappointing from a club that is actually leading the table. So for him as a striker, he should be scoring goals and not fighting when his team has lost.
Maybe now that Butera is back, they will get some goals. Still talking about those APR inclusion of players and Mashami. With Mashami, last week at the press conference held by FERAFA, the president said they are going to look for a new assistant coach, and this coach doesn't have to work, is not supposed to be working with a club, but that's the move forward for FERAFA. Do you think that decision was they came to a conclusion, they came to that decision because of the events that happened with the Esporo fixture?
Well, no, I think that Ferwafa took that decision way before the incident that happened in Rusizi, because it just makes common sense that Rwanda right now, where we are heading, Rwanda needs a consistent technical staff on the national team. Why? Because the Amavubi have so many commitments this year. We're preparing for Chan in 2016, and as hosts, the pressure is high. Expectations are high. Everyone thinks that Rwanda should actually go on and win it. That's a lot of pressure. The under-23 team preparing for the Rio Olympic Games, the qualifiers. The 2017 AFCON qualifiers start in June. The World Cup qualifiers start in October. So it is a very, very busy year for Rwandan football, and I think that Johnny McKinstry needs an assistant coach who is consistent and is only waking up every day to think about the national team.
So now moving on to the national team, 9 APR players in that 23-man squad that was in Lusaka. Did they all deserve to be there?
Well, APR has always contributed the highest number of players to the national team, not because they are favored, but because APR always has the best players in the team. I mean, when Stephen Constantine was still head coach of APR, journalists used to ask him, why did you name so-and-so on the national team? Why didn't you include so-and-so? But it's because those players are the best players. For example, there's no Olivier Kwizera, the goalkeeper who started against Zambia, 21 years, but he is the best performing goalkeeper in the league. He's conceded less goals than anyone else in the league, so he deserves his position
but when
there.
you look at players like Patrick Sibomana, who has not been starting for APR in their last fixture, when you look at Butera, who has just come back, you know, he didn't play the first half of the season. Don't you feel some players should have been given a chance ahead of those two? No.
When you talk to Johnny, he talks about attacking football. Patrick Sibomana gives you that option on the left wing. You don't have any other player who actually gives you that option. And apart from him taking, apart from Emery Baisenje taking the free kicks, Patrick Sibomana is the other option. Especially with Johnny talking about attacking football, he wants, you know, players who are going up front, who are going and are providing so many other options. And I mean, you don't have any other players that really will outsmart Patrick Sibomana.
So, okay, and lastly, Rayon Sports versus Zamalek, Saturday. What's your prediction for that one? Can Rayon Sports stand the deficit?
It's a tough call. It's a tough call, but Zamalek is a very big club, and I don't feel that Rayon Sport has what it takes to, you know, get a good result. They could win the game, but they may be eliminated.
Rayon Sports win, but still out of the CAF Confederations Cup.
Yes.
That's Asha's call. Well, you had it from the horse's mouth first. Regis and Makeda will be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
First Lady Jeannette Kagame has called for continued efforts toward women empowerment to achieve more financial inclusion and economic progress. The First Lady was speaking at the sidelines of the COMESA Heads of State and Government Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. She said that even with political support from civil society, there were still challenges when it came to making financial decisions. The forum was held under the theme Economic Empowerment of Women and was attended by the First Ladies of Ethiopia, Malawi and Madagascar, among others.
The Rwanda National Police launched a criminal investigation school block at the National Police College in Musanze district. The block was opened by the Inspector General of Police, Emmanuel K. Gasana, police commissioners, and local leaders. Officials said the institution will be open to both local and regional leaders to upgrade their skills against cross-border and international security challenges. Training is one of the major priorities of the Rwanda National Police to ensure safety across the country.
In regional news, Ugandan State Attorney John Kagezi was shot and killed in Kampala, Uganda. Ms. Kagezi was the lead prosecutor in the trial of 13 men accused of the 2010 deadly Al-Shabaab bomb attack in the country. Authorities say the gunmen were trailing her on a motorcycle. Uganda's government said the country was under threat because it is a key contributor to the African Union mission fighting Al-Shabaab inside Somalia. The ongoing trial against the accused has been postponed.
And in international news, General Muhammadu Buhari won the Nigerian presidential elections, making it the first victory by the opposition. His opponent, Goodluck Jonathan, conceded defeat and called General Buhari to congratulate him on his victory. Buhari was ahead of Mr. Jonathan by at least 3 million votes. Victory for the former military ruler marks the first time in Nigeria's history that an opposition party has democratically taken control of the country from the ruling party. Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Connect to Lusaka 3 times a week starting 27th March. Enjoy comfort and safety at affordable fares to 17 other destinations across Africa and the Middle East.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda Lifestyle now. Makira, what do you have for us?
I have a brand new restaurant in town.
I cannot wait to see that.
These two entrepreneurs have had their eyes on business in Rwanda from afar for some time now. And now the couple has finally made the move and opened a new restaurant in Kigali. I paid them a visit to learn more about it. Take a look. Two years ago in Brussels, John and Natalie dreamed up the idea of a restaurant in Kigali. Fast forward to last month, and Poivre Noir is up and operating in prime space in picturesque Kimihurura.
2 years ago, we didn't know exactly where we wanted to go. We had friends here in Rwanda telling us, come here, come to see what's happening here. So we came last year to visit, to see, and me and my wife had this passion about food, making food for people. So we have mixed all the things together, and we came here and to start. And, yeah.
Poivre Noir is a French-Belgian style restaurant that features a mixture of good food and a relaxed and modern yet rustic style. By the looks of it, everything seems exactly where it needs to be. But such a big transition couldn't have been a bed of roses, could it?
I think maybe the most important was adaptation. Because we had this challenge to make it in 3 months, and we didn't thought a lot about adaptation, because we come from Belgium, things are a little bit different, so we had to understand how things work here, and in fact things were went pretty good, because we could open, we could create the company from Belgium. So we knew that when we arrive here, we'll have the papers for the company, and we could start from there.
Now, as you guys know by now, I definitely cannot leave without getting one of their special recipes for you. So let's go check it out.
I'm gonna show you the Caesar salad. Okay.
Okay, well, we choose the name Poivre Noir because we think that's a very elegant spice. We like the fact that it pairs really well with the meat, and we love the meat. So yeah, that's why we choose the name.
Now for the ultimate test. Yum, yum, yum. There's no telling the future, but with determination of this couple and food like this, I think there's nowhere to go but up. Makeda Mahario, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
I'm hungry. I shouldn't have won that in the morning. I'm hungry. That was, man, you know what? I went last weekend. I tried to actually go because it's fairly new, right? They opened 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. And then I went, but I hadn't reserved. And you have to call in advance.
Yes.
So they have 2 large tables at the moment. and I couldn't eat. And all my friends were there. They had reserved their table.
Well, they have 2 large tables, but if you book in a group, then yes, they're going to accommodate you.
Right.
But they also have a few other tables there. So the fact is they are booked. They're booked all the time these days.
It's unbelievable, and they're trying to have now tables in the garden, the little garden you showed us in the report. But my friends were there. They were eating, and it killed me because their foods looked so good. The food you had in there looked so good.
Yeah. So speaking of the garden that they have, they're also, in the next few weeks, actually, they're going to have a little, in the next couple of months, they're going to have a lounge there. So you can go there after work, get a drink.
Drinks, right.
Yeah. But they came from Belgium. The wife is half Rwandese, and John there, he's half Burundian. And they just decided, you know what, their friends had been talking to them, let us just try this, go there. And they never were in the restaurant business before. They had worked in the food business before. They had worked in restaurants, but they had never owned a restaurant before. So it's a brand new foray for them, but they've been doing great. I mean, as you can see, they're always booked out. I was saying, I'm going to have to come and try this place with some friends. And he was saying, for sure, but you should probably call in advance. So yeah, they're doing very well.
I think I should really read the fine print in my contract, because you get to go to all the fun places, and I don't get to go anywhere. But you know what?
You don't get to go anywhere.
Yeah, not
Regis,
as fun. Not as fun. But the thing I want to talk about is on the entrepreneurship spirit behind the whole thing. I mean, leaving everything behind you, which is Belgium, and making a big move like that. Did they tell you about how scary it was at first?
So I think, he was saying that he had been doing audio engineering for many years.
Something that has nothing to do with it.
Has nothing to do with it. But he said, you know what, they both love cooking. Like he said there, they both have a passion for cooking. So they both love it. So I think he just decided, it's time for me to kind of get out of the studio, get out of the dark, and start doing something, different. So they decided to take up their passion and come here. So, he was saying that he was considering moving and doing something in his field, but he said, you know what, I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore. So yeah, they decided to try something new, and people are loving it.
They're loving it. This is all Belgian cuisine, right?
It's French and Belgian cuisine, and I think they mix some flavors in there. He said that he had been working in a Chinese restaurant before. His wife had also been working in restaurants. So I think, when you love cooking, it's never just black and white, this style, that style. So it's technically, yes, it's French and Belgian food, but he said it's just really simple food that they kind of, put their own spin on and made it their own. And it's so good. Just a simple Caesar salad there. So good.
I just saw the Caesar salad. It looks like it could fill you up.
Yeah, for sure. I shared that. I know I showed the empty plate, but I shared it with my friend there. But yeah.
Can you say comptoir gastronomique?
No, I'm not even gonna try. But anyways, coming up is Hot Topics. Welcome back, and it's at Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team have been out and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad. From what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe, we've got it for you right here and right now. Now let's get into the first hot topic, and this one is actually about someone that's here in the team. And I thought that we should all just say a very big congratulations to this very important member of the team. So, Mr. Arnold Quizera, you got married yesterday. I'm so
It was
happy.
going crazy on Twitter. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Finally. But
finally.
first of all, may I still have beef with you, but we'll talk about it after.
He was saying how being in love, at first he didn't believe in it, and now he's like,
I know.
Now they've walked down the aisle.
Lovey-dovey.
How do you feel?
How did you pop the question?
Stuff happens. Yo, man, she's the one.
She's the one.
Really?
Who knew?
You know what? I'm kind of mad that you didn't invite me to the wedding, but I understand that it was kind of like a quickie thing, so...
Since we're making big announcements, I got offered a job. I guess I'm going to have to do it on national television, right? I got offered a job. This goes to show you how big Rise and Shine Rwanda has become for you, everybody out there in TV land. And I'm moving on to Africa 24. they're about to start, broadcasting from Kigali. They're gonna have an office here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be their, relay person on the
Wow!
ground.
Congratulations, Regis. We're gonna miss you so much.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
First of all,
For the
congratulations.
small people,
And second of all,
Yes.
who'll
About
be
the
saying
small
the
people.
money?
Who's gonna say the money? I'm gonna have to say the money
I'm going to
now.
do sports
I can do a recorded thing and then
We
I can
play it over
yeah,
every single
for you.
time?
Right.
Oh
That
my
doesn't work.
So
It doesn't work. I'm
Fidelis,
sorry.
you're gonna have to be my co-anchor.
I know.
It's gonna be an
I'm gonna miss
all-lady
you guys.
show.
But we can rock the couch together. You know that, right?
I will watch that like twice a day. I watch the original and the rerun.
Well,
Absolutely.
congratulations to
Thank
the
you.
two men of Rise and Shine Rwanda.
They're clearly
I don't
taking
put it in
over.
my
It's
ring,
not
though.
fair.
Clearly taking
But why aren't you
over.
wearing your ring?
I'm going to do a tattoo.
Let me put you on your...
I'm going to do a
Oh,
tattoo.
I like this so much.
I'm going to do a tattoo.
Now let me clear up this hot topics for anyone out there who's saying, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's April Fool's Day. So April
Yes.
Fools to everyone. Gotcha. He ain't going anywhere.
No.
He ain't married yet.
I'm
Well,
married, people. I'm
Are
so
you-
married.
Are you married?
You
right.
wish. So you
Family
hope so.
members are going to be calling like crazy.
Like, what's happening, Arnold?
So April Fool's Day, those hot topics were not the real thing. But I want to know, do Rwandans actually do the whole April Fool's Day thing? It's like an international kind of jokey day. You play
Yeah.
jokes on people, but do
Wait
Rwandans do it?
when you step out the office in a few minutes.
You see, this is why I don't participate. I hate when people play jokes on me.
Right.
I mean, me, I
How
go
do you like
all out
your-
on people, but I don't want them to do the same to me. I like really go all out. Like
Others what you want
I
them to do
dedicate
to
my
you.
time and think
But
about
some
it.
people
and
go really
plan.
hard, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even here too. Like you will think with the culture, people are not really like into it. They are, and some people go really hard. Like they'll tell you stuff that'll make you like stop everything.
If Makeda bought me food, that would be April Fool's Day.
Wow.
Come with me one of the times on one of my shoots. You'll get food. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, clearly she has plenty.
Don't you worry about that.
All right. Well, don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine or W. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and the reports we do. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine or W. We'd love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the silliness that we have for today, but we love to hear your feedback, so do let us know if you have any ideas for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja, will be here, same time, same place. We're not going anywhere, people, tomorrow, so do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of this beautiful team that's finally
The
assembled.
beauty is back.
Right.
Ladies, I'm single.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.